All right, everybody. Cole here with Classic Mini DIY, and it's finally time. It's time for me to say goodbye. It's time for me to say goodbye to this early 998 engine. It's going to be going up for sale. In fact, the engine is for sale right now, so if you guys are interested in picking up this engine, head to the link below to check out the eBay listing. I will ship this anywhere in the world at the buyer's expense, but I'll put it on a pallet, set it up for pickup, and anyone who wants to buy this thing can come pick it up in person, and I'll even deliver it in my truck if you guys are close by enough and you cover my gas and stuff. I'll bring the engine straight to you. I do have a small checklist for the engine in terms of things that you need to do once you get it. So whoever gets this engine will want to follow that list, and it'll help you get everything set up and running. There's a few things that you're going to need to pick up for it for yourself, but I've got it just out of frame right now. Now, you might remember the last episode that I updated you guys on with this engine was finishing up the transfer case on the side. I didn't show you guys putting the flywheel or the clutch on because I've done that in a few videos and I just wanted to get this stuff done. And then I added some of the ancillary items like the fan and the heater takeoff and things like that. So I didn't put all that stuff into a how-to video because that stuff's pretty simple. But without further ado, I think it's time to show you guys the complete early 998 in all its glory. So, enjoy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there it is, the early 998. A great deal of time and effort has gone into really restoring this, really making sure it is the best quality build that it could possibly be. So for those of you who haven't been here since the beginning of this whole build, this is an early 998 Cooper build. So this is what was originally in the Mini Coopers. It has dual valve springs from the factory, a really desirable head. The block is an early A-series block, and originally it came with a 3-synchro gearbox on the bottom of it. Now, unfortunately, during the disassembly of this engine, the 3-synchro gearbox sustained a little bit of damage and it was not able to get immediately reused without a good bit of machine work. But I was able to source a 4-synchro remote gearbox case and a new old stock set of gears, brand new bulk rings. Literally the whole gearbox was completely rebuilt for this build. The internal parts of this engine, specifically the pistons, were bored over to 20 over. The cylinders were a little bit scored, a little bit rough, so they have flat top plus 20 pistons inside here, but the block was completely machined. All the surfaces were skimmed just a smidge, just so that it has a nice clean surface for whoever takes this. Additionally, I took a great deal of care to make sure that I reused as many things as I possibly could on this build. So I'm really pleased to be able to offer this to you guys. It's going to fund the next really big engine project, which is the forced induction build. So if you guys have any questions about this engine, any questions about what's done, what isn't included in the sale, I will have a full list of those things on the actual eBay listing. So you can see that there, or feel free to post a comment here if you have any specific questions. But it's almost a little sad to see this thing go away. It's been a staple of my garage workroom here for a little while now, and I'm gonna miss it. I think my favorite part about this whole build is this valve cover. This is the original paint job on the valve cover, so you can see it's a little tarnished here and there, but what I did to preserve this, I was thinking, well, I could, media blast it, but then if you do something like that, you lose the stickers on the top, you lose the originality. So what I decided to do was really clean it up, get it down to as close to bare metal as get all the gunk I could off of it, and then I clear coated it, so it's gonna preserve it this way. This with the original paint, the original stickers, and the original nuts are included here. They're just obviously not on there right now. I'm gonna send these T-bars out with whoever gets this engine, just so they can have a little bit of chrome on there. But again, thank you so much to everybody who supported this build, specifically 7 Mini Parts, who provided 99% of the parts you see on this engine. I mean, really, they provided basically everything you see. The only stuff that was not provided by them was provided by Guessworks. A huge thank you to him, John Guess, over in the UK. He got me some really hard to find gearbox parts, and I appreciate that. But also a huge thank you to my patrons. You guys have made this build possible. You made it possible for me to afford the parts and actually be able to get this built for you guys. So again, any questions, let me know. But until the next episode, which will probably be the forced induction build, I'm gonna have a big announcement for you guys about what I'm gonna be doing with that build. Enjoy those minis and motor on.